How does Babel use abstract syntax trees, ASTs? Imagine trying to understand a complex recipe. Instead of reading the entire list of ingredients and steps, you break it down into smaller parts to see how everything fits together. That's kind of what Babel does with JavaScript code using something called abstract syntax trees. When you write modern JavaScript, Babel first takes your code and turns it into an abstract syntax tree. Think of this tree as a detailed map of your code structure. It doesn't care about the exact spaces or line breaks but focuses on how the code is built. It identifies parts like functions, variables, or expressions and arranges them in a tree-like format. This makes it easier for Babel to see what each piece does and how it connects to others. Once Babel has this tree, it hands it over to plugins. These plugins are like special tools that walk through the tree, looking for specific patterns or pieces to change. For example, a plugin might find all arrow functions and turn them into traditional functions, or it might remove debugging lines like console.log statements. Because the AST is a clear map, these plugins can make precise changes without messing up the code's meaning. After all the modifications are done, Babel takes the transformed tree and turns it back into JavaScript code. This process is called code generation. The new code looks just like the original but with all the updates and changes applied. This way, Babel can convert new JavaScript features into older versions that work in older browsers or environments. Using abstract syntax trees makes Babel very accurate. Since it works on the structure rather than raw text, it avoids mistakes that can happen with simple text replacements. It also makes Babel flexible because developers can write their own plugins to customize how code is transformed. For example, you could create a plugin that strips out all debugging code before deploying your app. This approach is especially helpful in web development. It allows developers to use the latest JavaScript features without worrying about browser support. Babel acts as a bridge, translating modern code into a form that everyone can understand. It's like having a smart translator that understands the language of code and makes it compatible everywhere. In short, Babel uses abstract syntax trees as its core tool to understand, modify, and generate JavaScript code. It parses your code into a tree, transforms that tree with plugins, and then turns it back into code ready to run. This process makes modern JavaScript development smoother, more reliable, and more adaptable to different environments.